Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. So in a previous video, I talked about the things that I think are worth upgrading in your new build home that you probably didn't think about. So if you haven't seen that video, I'll link it up in the cards. But today's video is gonna be the opposite. So things that I do not think are worth upgrading in your new build home. To be honest, this video was kind of hard to come up with things for because in general, I think most things are worth upgrading. If you're building a custom house, then it should be exactly how you want it to be. But I do think that there are some things that are just expensive for no reason and really add no functionality to your house, and those are the things that I'll be talking about in this video. So before we get into this video, make sure you subscribe and follow me on Instagram if you want to see more home things. When I was trying to figure out what things I wanted to include in this video, I looked at a couple of blog posts to see what their thoughts were on what things were not worth upgrading and what you should maybe wait to upgrade later or just not upgrade at all. And it seemed like a lot of them were geared towards semi-custom builds. Just the things that they said just didn't make sense for a fully custom house. For example, almost every single one of them said to basically go with the worst appliances that you can, and then wait for a sale to purchase the appliances you actually want and switch them out later. No, I think that's the worst idea ever. And let me tell you why. If you're doing a semi-custom build, then maybe that would make sense. If there's only like a couple of different lines to choose from and you don't really love any of them, then I could see maybe that making sense. But you're paying for two sets of appliances at that point. Where my house being fully custom, we could literally pick any appliances we wanted. So obviously, if it was a more expensive appliance, we had to pay more. But at the same time, you're getting the contractor pricing if you're doing it during the build because your builder is the one ordering it. Whereas if you just like go trying to find something on like a Black Friday sale, first of all, if you want like really bougie appliances, like these blog posts were kind of like insinuating, they're not going on Black Friday sales. Like things that are like super expensive don't go on sale like that. So you're not gonna get some like crazy deal that is less than what you would pay with the contractor pricing. It just doesn't happen. So it just doesn't make any sense to buy appliances knowing that as soon as you close, you're gonna switch them out for other appliances. I think if there's a lot of things like that where you're doing a semi-custom build and there's a lot of things that you're gonna switch out right after you close because you don't like any of the options, then you should be doing a fully custom build because you're gonna waste so much money paying for everything twice. Another thing that almost every one of those blog posts said was to get the least expensive countertop that's offered and then switch it out to like the marble or quartz or whatever you want later. In the semi-custom build that I had a few years ago, the cheapest option was still granite. Like it's still thousands of dollars. Like I don't understand why you would put granite in and then immediately remove it for something else. Like just get what you want in the first place. I just don't understand that. So this video is going to assume that you are doing a fully custom build, not a semi-custom build, so you can pick anything under the sun. The first thing that I don't think is worth splurging on are wood floors. And I know some people are gonna come at me for that, whatever. I don't think wood floors are worth it. Here's the deal. Wood floors are not very durable. And I know it depends on, of course, what kind of wood you use because there's different woods have different hardness and whatnot. But at the end of the day, wood, when it gets wet, it warps and it can be scratched. And nowadays, most people have like some kind of open concept living situation. So it really doesn't make sense to have like wood in the living room and then like a tile or something in the kitchen because it just interrupts the flow of the house. And when people put wood floors in their kitchen, like if your dishwasher like malfunctions and there gets water everywhere, like you have to replace your flooring. Like that just doesn't make sense to me to put a wood floor in a kitchen or like a laundry room or obviously a bathroom, anywhere that there's potential for water damage. So why even do the wood floor? I don't get it. Now there's some LVP floorings that look really great. We have LVP throughout our whole entire house. When people come over, I would say the thing that we get complimented on most is the flooring, and it's not wood, it's LVP. So I really don't think wood flooring is worth the extra money, especially with the lumber prices the way they are. Then I can't even imagine how expensive it is to have wood flooring throughout your house now. So definitely look into some LVP options. Another thing I don't think is worth spending a lot of extra money on is your light fixtures. So in the last video, I said that having more recessed lighting is definitely worth it. But for the actual light fixtures themselves, I don't think that the very expensive thousands of dollar chandeliers look any better than a dupe version. In our powder bathroom, we have a chandelier that looks very similar to one of the RH chandeliers, and it was very affordable. I think it looks just as good. Light fixtures, you're not like touching or anything, so you can't really tell like what it's made out of just by looking at it from like several feet away. I don't think it's worth spending thousands on light fixtures when you can get the same look for a couple $100s. The next thing that I think is not worth a lot of extra money are the plumbing fixtures. So most of our plumbing fixtures were pretty affordable. The one thing that we actually kind of splurged on was the kitchen faucet. And it was really just because we like the look of it. It's really like sleek and modern looking, but it's like voice controlled and has motion sensor. And at the end of the day, we've never once used the voice control on it. So those kinds of features, like, to me, aren't worth it. You can find nice looking ones that are a lot less expensive. What we should have done is like look online for a faucet that we wanted, but we didn't think about it, and we just like were at the showroom and we just picked one that was on display, and I definitely don't think it was worth it. The next thing that I don't think is worth splurging on is your cabinet hardware. There's so many dupes out there that look the same as expensive versions, and it's something that can be kind of trendy too, especially like the color of hardware. Obviously gold is really popular right now, black is really popular, and that's something that in a few years, if those colors go out of style, you can very easily change it on your own. Also with the cabinet hardware, I made sure that I didn't pick any that had like the ends that like go out. I'll put a picture of what I'm talking about, but it's so annoying to like walk up to your kitchen counter and get your belt loop like trapped on one of those things. So I made sure I didn't get any like that. So keep that in mind too, of the shape of the hardware. The last thing that I don't really think is worth upgrading, I think depends on your lifestyle, but I don't think a pot filler is worth it. We didn't get one. It was not really something that we really discussed a lot because we make pasta like once every 3 weeks or something. It's not something that we would use very often, and our sink is right across from the stove. So it's like a 2-foot walk from the sink to the stove. So for us, it was not worth it. If your kitchen is laid out differently and maybe your sink and your stove are kind of far apart and you make pasta a lot or you make mac and cheese a lot, then maybe it would be worth it for you, but for us, it just wasn't. Thank you for watching. If there's anything that you think is not worth upgrading that I didn't mention, then please leave it in the comments below so we can all learn from you. And give this video a like and subscribe, and I'll see you next time. Bye.